Hello and welcome. Hey guys, this is just a quick video going over how to make up or to create a character in Wolfsburg 4th edition using the Foundry tools that have been so eloquently provided. I've also got the core rules formal module, as well as the Ubersrecht adventures and the starter set also all implemented, which gives me a lot of tools that I can draw upon. Probably really the first thing, I just want to make sure you're aware, look, if you're going to get your players to make up characters, just make sure you've gone into character permissions. So, go to configure setting, under the settings here, open up the permissions, and just make sure that they have the ability to create new actors and new items, and I like to give them new tokens. You'll notice I'm pretty lax. I've given them pretty much everything. The only reason they don't have allowed broadcast audio and video is simply because I use Zoom. Alright, so cool. Okay, so once you've done that, everything else is cool. I've already implemented everything. I'm not going to go through that. That wasn't the intention of the video. Go to the character create actor area, and look, I can create an actor, which would just create a blank character sheet. However, I actually want to go through the character creation process using just the random dice roller. It works really well. Just watch this. Okay, so first of all, pop up. Do you want to do character creation? Yes, I do. I get taken straight to the chat window because what's happened is it's populated a blank character sheet. You'll see that all of the statistics are set at 20. Basic movement, no fate, no resilience. Wounds are just calculated off the straight up 8. I have no career on my character sheet. I have no details. If I go to skills, same story. They're all baseline 20s. I have no talents. I have 2 points of toughness. I have no effects. I have no trappings beyond money in the future. So if I go back to just main, now I can either choose a species or I can roll. If I choose a species, I only get 50 XP. If I roll, I get 70 XP. So let's just go through that, eh? Alright, so if I roll, chances are I'm going to be human. I'm a dwarf. That's hilarious because I rolled a 97. Okay, that's cool. So I rolled a 97. You can see it here, and I've randomly gotten the attributes of a dwarf. Now I can just drop and drag them on, which is what I'm about to do, or I can hit a re-roll, or I can move the stats around. I'm just going to put them straight up and I'm not going to move them. So you see how it just auto-populated everything straight away. It's changed my movement down to 3. It's given me the 2 resilience that I get out of the box. You'll notice I get no fate because I get no fate. I've got 2 extra points, however, and I did not get those populated. Left click to increase a number, right click to reduce it, so just add 2 in. So now I have 2 fate and 2 resilience, which gives me 2 fortune and 2 resolve. I've got those 70 XP, so I had 50, it's added in 20 and it's given me a total of 70. I've got my stats running across the top. However, other than the fact that that also quite obviously populates all of my skills with the relevant attribute, I don't have any of those other things yet. So what am I going to do? I'm going to click on skills and talents. That populates. So just like in the core rules, I get 6 skills that I can add to the character that I can choose to put my points across. And then on top of that, I've got these 6 talents. And where it's an or, I get to choose which one I want to take. So let's have a look at skills. So the first one I've got is consume alcohol and cool, both of which I have. I have entertain storytelling. I don't currently have entertain storytelling, so I might drop that one on. That's going to be one of my 6 skills, just for fun and giggles. Because I'm a dwarf and I feel strongly about that, I'm actually going to be able to speak Dwarvish. I actually want to be somewhat decent at understanding what's going on in Dwarfland. And I can choose any trade that I want. I might just throw a trade in. So that's 4 of my 6. Now I can choose melee basic, which I can edit here. Hold on. Oops, sorry. I can edit it. So I can go into the skill rather than dropping it across, and that'll work just fine. So I've done that. So now you can see I've got that. So that's, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to have cool as my final one. All right, so I get to put three of them get 5 advances, 3 of them get 3 advances. I'm just going to go in. You can see I can just edit these directly. So I've gone, that's where I put my cool at. I'm going to put, even though I'm going to be rubbish at it, I'm going to put 5 there. I'm going to be able to speak Khazad. I'm going to be able to do law. So that's 2 and 2. Then I'm going to be a proper dwarf. I'm going to do trade. And I'm going to allow my melee basic to be halfway decent. So right up front, you can see what I've done there. And then I just drop and drag the talents across as well. And because I'm a dwarf, I get these 3, and then I get 2 more. I think I'm going to take Relentless, because it'll make me a better fighter later on. And then you'll also notice that I'm right-clicking on these to open them up. I can either add that, or I can add... yeah, I'm going to add that. Alright, so I now have those talents. They've all appeared here, so if I click them, I can add your level in strong-minded to your maximum resolve pool. So I can actually go into my resolve pool and increase that by 1, because it doesn't dynamically add. I can have a look at this. If you use advantage when disengaging, I can carry more. I obviously have night vision, and I have magic resistance, which is super cool. So those are my talents. Those are my racial skills. Now what I do is I can either roll for a career, or I can choose a career. I'm going to roll, plus 50 XP, super fun. What did I get? Not sure what that is. That is a... Is it giving me what I rolled? I got a student engineer, which is super reductive, but there it is. So I can grab that. See how I grab and drop the career now? And then I can say, that is my current career, and you'll see that everything populated. So I've got academic, engineer, student engineer, I've got brass 4. I've now indicated which are my 3 stats that I can increase. So ballistic skill, dex, and intelligence. When I go to skills, you'll see that I've got additional skills in grey running down here, which obviously I would need to become proficient in if I wanted to advance out of the class. In addition to that, you'll see that I've got pluses. Cool was one of the 8 skills that I got. Because I've already put 5 into it, it gets a tick, which means I've met the class requirement for advancement. By the same logic, I would need to spend 5 points into consume alcohol, 5 points into endurance, perception down here at the bottom, and so forth and so on. Alright, so the other thing obviously was, noticed how I could re-roll the class. So if I didn't like that class, I could have re-rolled it. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it because super happy with it. I think it's great. So I'm going to keep that. Now I can drop and drag that across. And no, I cannot drop and drag the class trappings. That I will have to add my own way, but it is still very cool. So now I have my 120 XP. Super fun. I have to go through and spend 40 points across my skills. So I'm just going to do the obvious. I'm going to add 5 to everything just because it's quicker. Obviously, I could spend up to 10 XP on any skill if I so desired. Not going to, but it is an option. And you can see each one is incrementing. And then if I left click on the skills that are in grey, they all get added to my character. I even have black powder, not that I expect that will be a big deal. I never really worked out what my other trade was. Doesn't matter, not going to keep it. I'm going to go for this one. Then I'm going to go 5 points into black powder weaponry, 5 points into law engineer, 5 points into classic language, and I think I am done. Yes, I've spent all 40. Now I can also add one talent, so I can choose Artistic, Gunner, Read, Write, and Tinker. So I'm going to choose, let's have a look. You have a natural talent for art. I quite liked that idea from before. Let's see, Gunner, I can reload guns. That sounds like fun. Can't afford a gun, by the way. There's no way I can afford a gun. I can read and write. That actually looks probably what I'm going to choose. And then I've got Tinker. Ah, cool. I can repair shit that's broken. No, I'm going to choose read and write. Oh, whoa, hold on. Oh, no, that's right. I go to talents, and then I select the one I want. Oh, sorry. Silly. So I'm going to take read and write. And I hit the free button because I'm getting it for free. And I get 5 advances to spread across my 3 key stats. So I'm going to do the obvious. I'm going to spend 3 on Dex to get it to 50. Then I get 2 more points, and I'm going to spend them on intelligence because I want to be a bright little spark. So I've spent all of that. I've got my equipment. I don't think I get... No, so you don't get any trade, which is a bit sad. Okay, so if I go to my character, it's pretty much set up. But the last thing I can do before I worry about trappings... Oh, well, actually, hold on. Let's do trappings. All right, so if I want to do trappings, I go into the compendium over here because it doesn't populate into the journal. Sorry, items. It doesn't... Does it populate? No, it does not populate into items. So if I go to the compendium, and I can see the compendium as the GM, players may not be able to see the compendium, and if I look for trappings, it'll open up over here. I can then go back to the chat, and I can go, all right, I get a book, engineer, hammer, and spikes, so I can go and grab a book, which will be down here, book. Oh, I get book, engineer, and I can just grab that and add that to my character. And if I go to trappings now, book, engineer, how cool is that? And I also get hammer and spikes. And by the way, you can, if you want to be quick, just do that, and I can go boom, and then I can go, oops, spike, hammer and spike. It doesn't say how many spikes. Might just increment that up to 4. What the hell? Okay, and then you'll notice here I've got clothing, dagger, pouch, sling bag containing writing kit, and 1d10 sheets of parchment. So if I go to clothing, I can grab clothing, put some clothes on you, you embarrassingly nudie dwarf. Put that dagger on, put a pouch on. Boom. What else have I got? Oh yeah, writing kit. The sling bag is... I don't know if the sling... Oh yeah, the sling bag is there. Then I've got the writing kit. Yep. And I've got... now, if you need to roll something, just go /R 1d10 and it'll roll for you. So I've got a 4. So I've got 4 sheets of parchment, right? So if I go to parchment and I put them across, I'm going to assume I'm going to equip that dagger. I've got the clothing, and then if I go to parchment, wherever that is, I'm going to have that, and then I've got parchment. Oh yeah, there it is. I'll just increment that to 4. So left click to go up, right click to go down. Alright, so character basically ready to rock and roll. The only thing I don't have is, what do I look like? What are my details? I'm glad you asked. Yet another button that I can press. It'll roll twice as it chooses hair color and eye color and all of that sort of stuff. It also gave me a name, Ragnar Daredznuv. And if I drop that on, populated. Woo! Okay, basically, don't have my distinguishing mark yet. Don't have a gender, completely up to me. I'm going with male because it's easy. I could have gone female, it's completely fine. And you'll notice also that because I equipped the dagger, it's popped in, and if I click on dagger now, I get a roll, it's already using the melee basic skill and instantly does stuff like that. Calculates what my SL was and all of that sort of goodness. But look, the character's basically made. The only thing I need to do now is some really basic stuff like, I don't know how much money I have yet, and it is, I think, 2d6 brass per level of brass. Don't quote me on that, it might be 2d10. And where is my WFRP rules? Aha, right here. So, WFRP rules. I can look stuff up. I could also, of course, if I didn't want to do that, I could go into Journal, and then I could go into searching the journal, and I could go Money, and nothing comes up. Okay, so maybe it's not in there. That's fine. I think, you know, it's a matter of just looking it up very quickly in this. So let me do that, and then we'll be right. Okay, actually it's 2d10 brass pennies per my status. So because I am 4 brass, I get 8d10. If I were silver, I'd get 1d10 silver. If I were gold, I'd get 1 gold crown per status level. So I'm just going to quickly do that so that I can have the whole thing sorted. Slash R 8d10, and if I hit roll, that'll give me a total 41. So I've got 41 brass pennies. Yay! And I do have to do, I think there's another way to do this, but no one cares. And then you are ready to rock and roll, and there you go, character made, pretty much. You do need to make a few final things, like you need to type in your personal ambition, talk to your GM about it, talk about your party ambitions and your motivations, so get that stuff sorted out. Also note that you've got 120 XP which you can spend to buy better skills and better talents using the rules. Okay, on that note, I'm going to stop. Thanks very much. Bye.